U.S. military commanders have warned their Israeli counterparts that any action against Iran would severely limit the ability of American forces in the region to mount their own operations against the Iranian nuclear program by cutting off vital logistical support from Gulf Arab allies. U.S. naval, air and ground forces are dependent for bases, refueling and supplies on Gulf Arab rulers who are deeply concerned about the progress Iran has made in its nuclear program, but also about the rising challenge to their regimes posed by the Arab Spring and the galvanizing impact on popular unrest. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. An Israeli attack on Iran. The U.S. Fifth Fleet is headquartered in Bahrain and the U.S. Air Force has major bases in Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates and Oman. Senior U.S. officers believe the one case in which they could not rely fully on those bases for military operations against Iranian installations would be if Israel acted first. The Gulf states' one great fear is Iran going nuclear. The other is a regional war that would destabilize them, said a source in the region. They might support the massive war against Iran. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. But they know they are not going to get that. And they know a limited strike is not worth it, as it will not destroy the program and only make Iran angrier. Israeli leaders had hinted they might take military action to set back the Iranian program, but the threat receded in September when the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, told the United Nations General Assembly that Iran's advances in uranium enrichment would only breach Israel's red line in spring or summer next year. Israel's Defense Minister, Ehud Barak, said this week in London that thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. It was the Iranian decision this year to convert a third of the country's stock of 20 enriched uranium into fuel, making it harder to convert to weapons-grade material if Iran decided to make a weapon that had bought another 8 to 10 months. Barak's comments, made in London, appear to signal that Israel's new red line is an Iranian stockpile of about 200 kilograms of 20 enriched uranium in convertible form, enough if enriched further to make one bomb. Western diplomats argue the benchmark is arbitrary, as it would take Iran another few months to enrich the stockpile. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. To 90% weapons-grade purity, and then perhaps another year to develop a warhead small enough to put on a missile. Even then Tehran would have just one nuclear bomb, hardly enough to make it the nuclear weapons power. France's President, François Hollande, met Netanyahu in Paris on Wednesday but rejected the push for military action. It's a threat that cannot be accepted by France, Hollande said, arguing for further sanctions coupled with negotiations. A new round of international talks with Iran are due after the U.S. presidential elections, in which Tehran is expected. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. To be offered sanctions relief in return for an end to 20% enrichment. Netanyahu argued sanctions had failed to stop the Iranian nuclear program, and claimed Arab nations would be relieved if Iran was stopped from building nuclear weapons. Emil Hokaim, the senior fellow of the International Institute for Strategic Studies office in Bahrain, disagreed, saying, "I don't believe the Gulf states are praying for an Israeli attack. An attack would create difficult problems for them on the political level. They will be called on to denounce Israel, and they will thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Want to stay out of it. The risk of regional war to them is huge," Hokaim said. But he added that if Iran responded to an Israeli attack by lashing out at the U.S. and its Arab allies, those restraints on the Gulf states' own response would be lifted. The UK government has told the U.S. it could not rely on the use of British bases in Ascension Island, Cyprus, and Diego Garcia for an assault on Iran, as preemptive action would be illegal. The Arab Spring has also complicated U.S. contingency planning for any new conflict. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. In the Gulf, U.S. naval commanders have watched with unease as the newly elected Egyptian President, Mohamed Morsi, has made overtures towards Iran. U.S. ships make 200 transits a year through the Suez Canal. Manama, the Fifth Fleet headquarters, is the capital of a country that is 70% Shia and currently in turmoil. Ami Ayalon, the former chief of the Israeli Navy and the country's internal intelligence service, Shin Bet, argues Israel too cannot ignore the new Arab realities. We live in a new Middle East where the street has become stronger and the thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Leaders are weaker, Allen told The Guardian. In order for Israel to face Iran, we will have to form a coalition of relatively pragmatic regimes in the region, and the only way to create that coalition is to show progress on the Israel-Palestinian track.